My name is Pastor Samuel Omondi. I am a pastor, pastoring a church, and I also run an orphanage. And through that orphanage, I also started a school inside the orphanage because I thought that I saw that it was good to have a school at the orphanage because in the orphanage we have very young kids that cannot be taken outside our orphanage here.
Give me a little bit of a background, how you grew up, your parents, how you became a pastor.
Yeah. I grew up I was born in a small town in Kenya called Kericho. My hometown is in Nyanza, but I was born in Kericho. We grew up, my father was a photographer, and we were not brought up in a godly way. So we lived in in very many problems because my father was a drunkard, and we were living in a very abusive life. Later on, because our schooling became a problem, we went to the village. My father and my mother in 1988, they decided to go to the village, to go back to the village because they were thinking that staying in the cities may be the problem. So we went to the village, and our schooling became a problem. We did not go to school anymore. But by God's grace, as I became like a street boy, then I came to the coast. There are some guys who are working with the fisheries, so I became a town boy. I stopped my schooling, but I became a town boy because I was somehow genius. Thank God, I don't know how, but I came to the coast. I was not a carpenter by the moment. Worked for that fisheries company just as a town boy. We are going to South Nyanza, taking Nile perch fish to the factory in Mombasa here. And some few time I joined, the company started collapsing, and I met some people who connected me with an hotel called Reef Hotel in Mombasa. That hotel, I don't know how God did it. I became a supervisor without any document, without anything. They took me to Zanzibar, Pemba. I worked there, and that's when I became a carpenter. That's when I became a carpenter. I was working there, I was supervising carpenters, but I was not a carpenter. They did not know that I was not a carpenter. I don't know how God did it too. But I became a very good carpenter even now. I can join many things, even in the church here. I just do them myself. Even these buildings you can see here, many of them I just do in my own hand. So I was not born again by the moment, but later on I became born again when I came back to Mombasa. Then in a few months, like 2 or 3, I met my spiritual father. His name is Deogratius George from Tanzania. He also came to Kenya to start a church, and I and some guys, we were the first people in his church, and he was a very good teacher. He trained us in spiritual ways, and some years I became a pastor here in fact, before I became a pastor, I came to Watamu because I was coming to do a carpentry work, and some guys who I was coming to work for them, they became happy with my work, and they gave me another job, and they gave me another job after job, and I told my spiritual father, it seems as if God is sending me in Watamu. He supported me. My spiritual father supported me, and in a few 5 months, I started a church here, door to door. I was going to the house to tell people about Jesus, and they became interested. I was praying for people. Some of them they're becoming healed. And then the church started in a school hall. I go to a primary school, ask for a hall. I started a church there with like 10 people. The church started growing. Then in a few months, I came out of school because I started in school, but I was not happy to be in school because, where kids are being taught, you can't do church services throughout continuously. Yeah. So that is how it became that I met someone who is a drunkard around the village, came and showed me this place here. Showed me this place. And I spoke to the owners. They agreed to rent it for me until now. I'm still renting it. Now in many years after starting a church, there was a lot of struggling because there was no money. Members here, they don't have money to support church. Sometimes offering is 200 Kenya shillings, sometimes it's 300. That I can't. It cannot accommodate anything. It can't pay any bill. So I continue like that. Many people discourage me and tell me that you gotta go out from here. There is no money here. Many pastors, like that. But I thank God, because as I was doing my evangelical around this place, these villages here, I was seeing many people with problems. Some of them, they have 10 kids and they can't take them to school. Some of them, their mothers have died. Some of them, many problems. So in my heart, the Lord was speaking to me to start something to help the kids. But I was asking a lot of questions. How can I start this thing and I can't even feed them? How will I do it? But last year, I started it by faith, without any support from anyone, without any single cent. As you can see now, in a few months on Facebook, I met a woman of God. Her name is Athena, from the United States. I started speaking to his father. His father is Ben Mala. He also loved Jesus Christ. So I was praying for Ben Mala. Ben Mala was having a problem of his shoulder. So I was praying for him. And as I was praying for him through notification, not through the secret message, but through notification so everybody can see. So the lady, Athena, saw how I was encouraging his father, praying for his father. She also wanted to talk to me. So that is how we became friends. And she started helping. She's even paying my rent even now. Every month, around 8 months ago, she's paying my rent. When we started at school, she also encouraged me to that she will pay teachers. She will see how to pay teachers. And because here we are helping a lot of people here in school, even our school is now growing very fast. As you can see, even today, some kids were brought here. Even yesterday, some kids were brought here, 2, 3, like every day. So even last time when we were closing the school was 40 plus our orphanage. But now we are about 80, something like that. So that is how it is.